This is the story of Bob. Bob's a really great guy. He trains hard, studies hard, works hard, and tries hard. But no matter how hard Bob trained, studied, worked, and tried, he was always still Bob. Then one day, Bob meets 3 super cool superheroes. They were, well, super and really cool. And just like Bob, they also trained hard, studied hard, worked hard, and tried hard. But for some reason, they were super, and as we said, Bob was Bob. Well, aside from being super cool, the 3 superheroes were also super nice. So one day, Bob summoned up his courage and asked his new friends a very important question. How come you guys are so lucky all the time? I work and try just as hard as you do, but you're super cool and I'm Bob. The room went silent and you could have heard a pin drop. After talking it through, Bob's new friends decided they would let him in on their super top secret. They explained that most people live their lives kind of like Biff. Biff also trains very hard. He just never gets around to working on his legs. They told Bob it's the same way with most people. They work hard on most every part of their life, they just never get around to training their minds. They explained that everyone's brains are amazing and really cool. Our brains, they said, control everything that makes us us. They work to keep us healthy and alive, moving and pain-free. They also control our emotions, whether we're feeling sad or happy, stressed or relaxed, anxious or confident. But I don't get it, Bob interrupted. If my brain controls everything, then why does it often feel like I have so little control over many of these things, no matter how hard I try? Why can't I be in charge of those things if they're happening in my own mind? You up for an adventure? The superheroes asked Bob. Sure, he replied. Then climb aboard. And before he knew it, Bob and his super friends were standing on the tip of an iceberg. Imagine this iceberg tip is your conscious or your thinking mind, they told Bob. When we wake up in the morning, it's our conscious mind that flickers on. Within our conscious mind, lots of things happen. This is where we exert willpower, which can be very powerful, but it's only temporary. Our short-term memory is stored here. We also analyze, logically think, and rationalize in our conscious mind. And with all of that analyzing and rationalizing and willpower work it does, it would seem that our conscious mind is in control, that it is making all of our decisions. It would appear that our conscious thinking mind is the captain of our ship. But, as the saying goes, you can't always see the forest for the trees. It's also hard to see the whole iceberg when we're up here on its tip. Sometimes we need to step back to gain a little perspective. And when we do, we notice there was a huge part of the iceberg or mind we couldn't see or even imagine because we were too close and focusing only on the tip of the iceberg or only on the thoughts of our conscious thinking mind. And now it becomes more clear. Less than 10% of our brain makes up our conscious thinking mind, and all the rest is part of our subconscious automatic mind. So, asked Bob, what happens in that huge part of our brain? What goes on in our subconscious automatic mind? Well, they explained, the number 1 job of our subconscious mind is to keep us alive, to make sure our bodily functions are doing their jobs. Also, our all-important emotions are here. It contains our permanent memories and our learned behaviors and habits, both good and bad. On top of that, our instincts and intuition all come from inside our subconscious mind. So now that we've stepped back, it's easy to see that our conscious thinking mind, who thought he or she was the captain of our ship, is actually no more than just a low-ranking deckhand. And as science moves at record speeds, by analyzing amazing brain imaging scans, we can now prove that it's our subconscious mind that is doing most of the work and making almost all of our decisions. Oh, I get it, said Bob. So it's really my subconscious mind who's the captain. Exactly, his new friend said. Our subconscious mind, our automatic mind, that's who's guiding our ship. Our subconscious mind is the captain. Our subconscious mind is the boss. Okay, if that's the case, Bob asked, why can't my thinking mind just tell my automatic subconscious mind what I want it to do or feel? The superhero smiled. Now that is the million-dollar question, isn't it? They went on to explain that there's one more very important part of our mind they hadn't mentioned yet. In between our conscious thinking mind and our subconscious automatic mind stand our protectors, they told Bob, kind of like a unit of our own personal bodyguards, and they are here to protect the boss, our unconscious mind, from any potential harm or pain. How do they do that? Bob asked. Well, let's say you were out with a buddy and he told you to jump off a bridge. Before you even realize what's happening, that thought goes through your conscious thinking mind and it gets stopped or intercepted by our protectors. Our protectors compare that thought or idea of you jumping off a bridge with all the experiences and knowledge inside our subconscious mind, and it finds the idea of you jumping off a bridge to be incompatible with keeping you safe. So your protectors reject that thought and don't allow the idea of you jumping off the bridge to even reach your subconscious mind. As a result, you don't jump off the bridge and you are safe and protected. Sounds like the perfect system, right? Well, sure, Bob agrees. Okay, but let's look at it this way, they go on. Bob, we know you're an athlete, and let's just say, for example, you were always very successful at scoring. Then one day, you try to score and you completely blow it. People around you are laughing their heads off. You are embarrassed beyond belief. You feel like such a fool that your body actually feels pain. And this is true since emotional pain causes the same part of the pain center in our brain to become active as physical pain does. Since that humiliating experience was so filled with emotion, it's made its way into your subconscious. So now your automatic mind believes, if I try to score, I will feel pain. Of course, this makes no sense at all to your conscious thinking mind. You've scored many times with no pain, so your thinking mind tries to tell your subconscious, I want to score. Your protectors, doing their jobs, intercept the message, and then compare that thought, I want to score, with the recent embarrassing and painful trying to score experience lodged inside your subconscious mind. And it finds the idea of you trying to score to be incompatible with keeping you pain-free. Again, your protectors reject that thought and don't pass the idea of you wanting to score to your subconscious mind, so you don't attempt to score and you're kept safe, protected, and pain-free. Now, most likely you'll try everything, logic, reasoning, and willpower to get the message through. But if you can't get the message that you want to score through to your subconscious mind, then every time you try to score, your subconscious will flood you with anxiety, self-doubt, stress, and tension. It will do anything it can to stop you from trying to score, all because it's trying to protect you from pain. Then, after a while, our conscious mind gives up and rationalizes. There's others on our team who are really good at scoring. They can do it. Stories like this happen every day. Salespeople were once painfully rejected when trying to close a sale, and now they find themselves too stressed out to sell anything at all. As a young child, we got laughed at while doing a presentation in front of our class, so now we literally get sick to our stomachs when told we have to speak in front of a group. When trying to talk to someone we found attractive or cared about, we were shot down in such a mortifying way that we promised ourselves we'd never do that again. Wait, Bob asked, so if my protectors think they're protecting me, but sometimes they're actually hurting me, how do I fix that? Enhanced imagery techniques, the superheroes answered. Using time-tested methods and the latest in scientific research, the In the Zone team uses techniques to move our protectors out of the way. Then it's easy to place a positive suggestion or thought inside our subconscious mind. And once it's there, it takes hold and automatically makes the changes in our life that we want. For instance, Bob, let's imagine this quarterback is your boss, or your subconscious mind. In the offensive line, they're your protectors. And you want to get a message, a positive suggestion or thought like, I want to score, to your subconscious quarterback. Except that message keeps getting rejected by your protectors. But here's what's cool. The In the Zone team has a whole bag of tools they can use to get our protectors out of the way. And once the coast is clear and our protectors are out of the way, we're able to walk right in and place our positive suggestions or thoughts directly inside our subconscious mind. And even if we don't think we have a mental block that's holding us back, for positive suggestions to take hold and work automatically, we need to get them inside our subconscious mind. And once we do, voila! Before long, we start to do or feel or have that special thing we've always been wanting. "This is amazing stuff. Why don't more people use these type of techniques?" Bob asked. Bob's new friends laughed. "A lot more do than you realize," they replied. "It's often the elite in their field, big league, high rollers, and heavy hitters. You know, those looking for an edge. As a matter of fact, today almost all Olympic athletes and many professional athletes use various enhanced imagery techniques to win their mental game. And even though we know athletes, CEOs, salespeople, performers, and hundreds of thousands of other successful people use these methods, most prefer to fly under the radar. When competition is fierce, why give away your secrets? So, most don't." "Makes sense," Bob replied, "and thanks for trusting me with your secret. I definitely want this for my life, so how do I get started?" "No problem, Bob. Just give the team a call. They'll take care of you right away. Also, the team has some awesome zone recording systems. And since you listen to most of it at night in bed, it's perfect for busy people like us. Plus, it's customized for our individual sport, profession, challenges we're having, or that special thing we're looking for. But before you call, do us a favor. Close your eyes. And just for a moment, imagine. Imagine all the super cool things you're going to be able to accomplish and how relaxed and confident you're going to feel. And before long, you're not going to be Bob anymore. You're going to be Bob, that guy with the super cool mind. Now here's their info. Call, text, or email them today.